Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video, I have a yarn haul, and I swear I didn't even expect to get this. Like I went into Hobby Lobby, not even intending to look for yarn, like, you know, practically for the first time since getting that big haul or whatever. I mean, yeah, I did get those 3 skeins the other day when I had popped in to get the moldable plastic, and they had like a couple skeins in the remnant section. I thought they were just like stragglers or whatever. But when I went to Hobby Lobby this day, I swear I wasn't even looking for yarn. What I went in there for is and I'll get to it if you care about seeing that. It'll sort of be a tangent, but I went into Goodwill and I found some really cool Wizard of Oz plates, and I wanted to get some of these. I don't know what these are called. I'm sure it says it on the package, but they're called display easels. These things like this that open up like that, and then you can stick one of those decorative plates on it. And so that's what I went in there for. And then I came across 30 skeins of yarn. No, I came across more than that, but these are the ones that I bought. And I know I didn't need any more yarn. And I said in that big haul video that I basically set myself up for life. Not just myself, but my mom and my niece too, and everything. But there were so many nice, like, variegated acrylics and some of the chenille yarn to make scrunchies and stuff, and some of the yarn from my niece. And so it was hard to resist. And once I tell the story, you'll understand where it feels like, you know, I was lucky enough to stumble upon this, you know, right as they were discounting it. But that's why I went in there. I went in for that, and then and also to look at their other clearance stuff, because when I went in there to get that moldable plastic the other day, I noticed that they were still like discounting stuff in the store, like mainly in the back of the store, like where all the beads and all that kind of stuff are. And I do like to look at that kind of clearance stuff too. And like when I got that glitter, and like I look at other things, shockingly enough. I don't just look at all the yarn. I do look at all the other, because I love like crafty things or whatever. And so, I mean, if I can get a good deal on, like, you know, just craft stuff, not just yarn, then, yeah, I'm gonna get that too. So that's, you know, mainly what I look at too when I'm not looking for yarn. But I've just been so obsessed with like getting all this yarn or whatever that that's what I'll always go in there and look for. But I do get, you know, a couple random things. But so I went in there looking for this, and then I did go in the back, and I found some other things. Or I'll show them. It's just like some pom-poms or whatever. But then I came across this yarn. But okay, the story is, and I'll get to the plates if you want to look at those and all that. But I went in there looking for these easel things, which is a nightmare anyway, which I'll get to. But so I was like walking, and what I didn't really know where they were in the store, but I knew that they had like these metal ones that were kind of like that, because I on my niece's Wednesday shelf in her playroom. We had gotten her that Wednesday novelization book, and so I got one of those, like, it's made out of metal, and it's over there where all the picture frames and stuff are. And I have it there to display her book, like, you know, on that little. It looks like a little easel thing, but it's made out of metal. And I knew where they were, but I didn't know where these were. And I feel like I got some of these at Michael's one time, and they were like a lot pricier, and so that's why I didn't. I do have a haul from Michael's too, because I got some coupons and got some of that yarn, but they didn't have any big twist, of course, but whatever. And so I know I found some of these at Michael's one time, and they were just a little pricier than I like, and I thought I'll look for these in Hobby Lobby, and luckily these are only $2 a piece, and they have like different sizes and stuff. But I knew that I could find these cheaper in Hobby Lobby, even though it would have supported Michael's and stuff, but whatever. And so when I was looking for these, I thought they would probably be back there where the picture frames and stuff were. So like when you're going into the store, you go past, you know, the flowers, you know, where those carts were. You turn that corner, and then you go past, you know, where the fabric is and where the yarn is, and then back in that corner is where you can get things framed. There's like all the picture frames and stuff back there. And so I looked there, and I didn't find them or whatever. But like before I got there, like, you know, as I was walking by, I just kind of glanced over at the remnant section where the fabric was, and I thought, okay, there's nothing there, of course, because, you know, I just figured that those were just like stragglers that I bought. I still haven't put them away. They were just like stragglers or whatever that just happened to end up over there, and I wasn't expecting to find any more yarn after that, you know, haul with like hundreds of skeins of yarn and stuff. I just didn't expect to find, you know, any more. And so then I was like walking past the yarn, and like not even going down the aisles, because I was like so focused on getting this. I was like, you know, I don't need to even go down there. It wasn't even the 30% off week. I didn't even want to look down there. It didn't really matter. And then I started walking, and there were a couple employees there, and there were all these like boxes over there. What I assumed was probably fabric or something, but like they were opening up boxes and stuff. And then as I was walking by, I sort of like noticed in my peripheral vision, there's a freaking cart over there, like half full with yarn. And I thought, like, what the hell? Like, I couldn't believe it. And so, but there were employees walking around and stuff, so I didn't want to, like, walk over there and you know, like, look in it, but I wanted to look in that cart. So I thought, like, maybe I can just not think about that for right now, and then, like, go through the store, find these things, wherever the hell they were, and then look in the clearance section or whatever, but the entire time I was just looking at, or I was thinking, like, I want to look at that cart. And, so I did go and I found these and all that, and then I went in the back of the clearance section and found some pom-poms, whatever. But you know, I'll get to all that. But like then, so when I went through the store and got all that, I went to the went back over there to where the yarn was, and they weren't, like, you know, over there. They were, like, some of the women were over there where the fabric was. And so I thought, like, maybe I can, you know, sort of sneak over there and take my phone out and then, like, take a picture of it or a video that I can zoom into later so I can look at the yarn. And because I wanted to see, like, what kind of yarn was in the cart, because I didn't want to go over there and just, like, look in it and, like, you know, I'm not the kind of I'm a deal finder, but I'm not the kind of person to just go over there, like, while they're standing there and just kind of look in it and, like, well, are you gonna discount these? Like, I'm not that kind of person. And so I kind of, like, you know, sneak over there, and I wanted to, like, take a video of it just so I could zoom in on it, and just to see if it was worth, like, even thinking of getting more yarn after all the yarn that I've already bought. But so, like, I was, like, walking around, and then I whipped out my phone, and I was, like, you know, heading towards the yarn, and then all I heard was and I thought, oh my God, she's discounting them right now. And so I couldn't believe it, and because, like, what I was thinking was I wanted to, you know, get a shot of it so I can zoom in on it later, just to you know, dream of, like, you know, getting some of that yarn. But then what I assumed, because there's been times in the past where I'll see, like, a cart of yarn, and then it goes in the back, and then it never comes out, or it's just, like, some random thing. Most of the time it is like that 38 skeins in that cart that I got. That, you know, I actually saw that in the cart, and then they discounted it. But there have been times where I've seen, like, some yarn in a cart. I might have a shot of one of those times. But then it either goes in the back and gets discounted, and somebody buys it, or it was just, like, some random thing, and they were just, like, you know, moving yarn into the back or putting it on the shelves or, like, whatever. But so there have been times where I saw the yarn, but I just assumed that she was probably gonna, like, push it into the back, and then if she was gonna discount it, you know, in a couple of days and then put it out. But I didn't expect her to be discounting it that day. Like, I just saw it, and she wasn't even over there. And there was a price gun in all that stuff, but I didn't think that, you know, she was going to be discounting the yarn then. But she was, and so I just heard her, like, you know, clicking that thing, and I know that sound. I've been in the store enough to know what that sound is, the price gun. And so I was like, I thought, oh my God, all I did was I heard the noise, and so I walked over there, and I could sort of see, like, the cart was sort of like beyond the end cap or whatever. So, like, if you're looking down the aisles, you can't really see that cart. It's sort of like, you know, like behind the end cap. And so I like was, like, looking this way, and then all I saw was, like, a cart that was, you know, almost empty, and then, like, a skein of yarn fly into it, and then another skein of yarn fly into it. And so, like, I moved a little bit further, and then she was, like, taking the skeins out, and she was just going and, like, throwing them in the cart, and then picking up another one and, like, throwing it there. She was discounting them that day. And so I just couldn't believe it, and I was hoping that she would just push it right over to the Renmus and put it there, and then I could get some of it, and that's what she did. And so but, like, while she was discounting it, whatever, and I just, that sound was just, like, echoing through the store in my head. I was just, like, walking around looking at all the, you know, like, wooden boxes and the knobs and shit. I mean sorry. the little, like, the drawer pulls and knobs and all that crap. I wasn't really looking at it. I was just, like, you know, waiting for that clicking sound to stop so that I would know that she was done. And so she finally pushed the cart over there and everything. And so then when she moved, I went over there and went through the yarn and stuff. And and actually, I wasn't really looking at it. Like, if anybody was watching on the camera, it would look like, oh, he's taking his time and actually looking at it and considering whether to buy. No, if I picked up a clearance, I mean, a 75% off clearance skein, and it was a medium 4 variegated, Yeah, it may look like on the camera that I was like, you know, kind of looking at it and sort of considering, but no, in my head, I was like, I was trying to like sort of delay it so that, because she was still like lingering around, because like she put the yarn up there, and then I was like, you know, practically there, you know, 10 seconds later, or not that long, probably like, you know, 20 seconds, but she was still kind of lingering around, and I didn't want her to, like, you know, turn around and think. I pushed that cart of yarn over there, and I took the time to put all the yarn on the shelves at the remnants, and then there he's like pulling it all off. Why didn't he just like come over and say, hey, can I just have that cart of yarn so I can, like, but no, I had to go over there and put it all over there on the shelf, and I didn't even need to. So I sort of like took my time or whatever doing, and but whatever. And so I went to the yarn, and I got the yarn, and I couldn't believe it. And 30 skeins of it. And I didn't get all of it. There were some of the Crafted Secret cotton. They were pretty colors. It was like some oranges that matched and everything, but like I thought, I'm not going to get that Crafted Secret cotton. I don't like it. And so I actually didn't get all the yarn, but it was too tempting not to get all this, in spite of what I have in this room. But you know, I'm also looking at it and thinking it's so well organized and stuff, and there's actually room for this yarn. It's not like I'm so overwhelmed with yarn that, oh my God, where am I going to put it? I can see spaces, like you can see spaces like back right here, like you can get there and like on the shelves and stuff. There's room for this yarn. So, and what was weird, like, I know you just want to get to the yarn, but I actually the other day started to make a cowl. It's inspired by Naughty Autistic Granny's cowl. She makes these really beautiful cowls that have like fringe hanging off of them, and like little bead. I don't know what the right word is, like not decorations, like Christmas. No, she'll know. She'll comment. Say that's what it's called, embellishments, or like whatever it is, like these beaded embellishments. They're really gorgeous. I'll have to link to one of her videos with her pretty cows. And so I wanted to make one, and so I was actually like in the process of making one with some clearance yarn that I got this year from the big markdown. It's this Baby Bee My Sweet Love, and this sort of these pastel colors, and so I was like, I'm in the process of making a cowl, like, you know, sort of working through my stash, because I thought, well, I'm sort of set and I can, you know, I'm not going to find like a whole bunch of yarn or whatever. I'm actually, you know, working through part of my stash, like making a cowl or whatever. And then I come across 30 skeins. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird. How I'm so lucky and fortunate to find this. But whatever. And so, 2 bags. This one isn't as full as the other one, but there are the big bags. So let me go through these. So, and again, a lot of these are like, in my head, when I said that and stopped myself, I was thinking, I bet you're thinking, oh my God, he's gonna start bitching about the cinnamon smell again. No, because that's usually how it is. I open up a bag and then I start, you know, complaining about the cinnamon smell. But no, I swear it wasn't. I was gonna say that, like, again, a lot of these are ones that I never got before from all of the clearance hauls that I've gotten. It's weird how many unique ones I got again. I don't know, it's just weird. There are some that I've already gotten before, but, you know, there are many of them are ones I've never even bought before. You know, regular, or I wouldn't have bought it regular price, or like clearance price, or, you know, 30% off, or none of that stuff. I did get a cake of Yarn Bee Sugar Real Cotton in the color Citrus Grove. This is the 3rd one of these I've gotten, so I have a lot of this pretty, oh my God, I can't remember it again. Earth tones. Oh my God. I need to put a sign up here that says Earth tones, idiot. Earth tones, comma, idiot. Or no, I need to put it over there so I can see it, so I have to like turn my neck around. So Earth tones, kind of colors. So I now have 3 of these, and I'm actually excited that I bought this, because I know it's not the Crafted Secret cotton, and if that I love this cotton is good, then maybe this will be good too, because this is really soft. This is a lot softer than that Crafted Secret cotton. So I'm actually looking forward to using this now. So I do have 3 of these, so I can make, you know, like a significant wearable, not just like, you know, a scarf or like a hat or something. I could probably make something kind of significant with 3 of these cakes. So it's a Citrus Grove. It has orange and green and peach, and I've described this in another video. It's sort of like a light sage green here in the middle, and maybe like a light gray on the outside. It's a little greenish of a gray, but that color. So I have one of those, and then another one of these Yarn Bee Perfectly Plush in the color taupe that I got from my niece. And so I have 3 of these Perfectly Plush, I think. I think that's because I think all the other ones are like these, Cozy Occasion or the other ones, the Snuggly or Snugs Kisses or whatever, like that kind of yarn. I don't think I have a lot of this plush yarn for her. I do have that one taupe that I gotten from that big haul, and then the other one the other day that is sort of like an orange color. And so they had another taupe, and so oh, did I even say the price? This is $1.87. Regular price $7.49. I hate that. That's another thing. I sort of hate that I'm like kind of into cotton now, or like excited to use cotton and feel like I can actually use it now, because I know that cotton is a lot more expensive than acrylic. But luckily, I don't have a whole lot of like wearable ideas in my head that I would need a whole lot of cotton or like functional things. But and I have so many other projects and all this acrylic to work through that where I'm not gonna feel like, oh, I'm gonna have to spend a lot more money than I would ever want to on a bunch of cotton. But I have enough of it now. But whatever. And so, how did I get up on that? Whatever. So the yarn be a perfect flush, the taupe. So it's like a brownish taupe color. And so there's another one of these. And then there's they had one that is just an ivory. Yarn be perfectly plush, same kind of thing. And it's the color ivory. Oh, because of the price. That's what it was. These were $2.24 a piece because they were regular $8.99 a piece. I would never spend because how cheap I am. But so I did get 2 of those. So now I have 2 of the taupe and then one of the, or my niece. But I just feel like I want to use this for something, unless she wants to use it. But in my head, it's still like this kind of plush yarn is just not what I normally work with, and so in my head, it already is given to her. So I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. But I do have, or we have, whatever she has. God, 2 of the taupe, and then that orange, whatever color it was, and then an ivory. So they all kind of match together. So got those, and then another stutter, and then another yarn bee cozy occasion in the color ivory. This one actually isn't as Bernat blanket feeling as some of the cozy occasions are. This is actually kind of nice. I don't know. And see, like part of me wants to, like, maybe keep this to pair with my olive that I got for myself. Even though it's all the same yarn. If my niece wants to use some of my other yarn that's not on her wall, then she can use it too. But it's all in the same room, and my mom's going to be using some of this too. So it doesn't really matter. But I sort of feel like that one olive is mine because the other ones are hers already. And maybe this ivory can be mine too because it is really nice. But then I feel like I'm like holding back a really nice one and like leaving her with one that feels like a little bit like Bernat blanket or something, but I don't know. But this is actually really nice. $1.37 for this, so it's just like an ivory color. And then they had 2 skeins of the fur yarn, yarn bee fur the moment, F-U-R. And this is the color mink and the color frosted mauve. And I think I know I've gotten these 2 before. These were $1.62. Oh wait, oh my god, I feel a knot in here. Damn it, hate that. God, that pisses me off. Just, a pet peeve. So this one was $6.49 regular price. This one was $6.99 regular price. So this one was $1.62, and this one was $1.74. And so this is sort of like a brown shade of like fur. It's really soft and really nice. It's called mink, and then the frosted mauve is sort of like a purplish, like a light purplish pink. So that's what color that is. So I got those 2. And see, like, it was hard not to get, because I actually went over there and thought maybe I will go through the yarn and just like pick the ones that I really want. But like, this is like the perfect kind of yarn for my niece, or like this I can, I have all this like ring spun and all these like hat ideas and to make and this would like make nice fur on the edge of hats or whatever, or like on scarves and stuff. And then like just tons of like medium 4 acrylics and variegated yarns and it's just there wasn't any yarn in this batch that I thought, well, I don't really want that. It's like it's all yarn that I want and I can see myself using, but whatever. 19 minutes. And then they had another skein of this Yarn Bee Simply Flawless. I've gotten 2 of these. I got that gunmetal color, and then I got, what color is the other one? It's like a sage green. And so this is like I think it's just called olive. Yeah, olive. And so like an olive green. So like with that gunmetal and that sage green, and then this olive, I can make something really nice because I really love these like green colors and stuff. And then the gunmetal, like I said, I love gunmetal, that really deep dark gray. And so and this yarn is so nice. I don't know what the deal is with this yarn, like why, because like the regular price is $6.99, so there's something really special about this yarn. I don't know what. It says 100% low pill acrylic, so maybe that's why. Like maybe because it's like a big skein of, because usually when you see that low pill acrylic or whatever, it's like the smaller skeins. Maybe because this is like a big skein of low pill fiber acrylic, or a low pill acrylic, maybe that's why it's so expensive. But I didn't spend that. I spent $1.74 on this. But I just feel like these three colors that I've gotten of this are going to match really well, and this is just such a nice yarn, because I've seen this in there before, and before I started getting them discounted, and just thinking this is such nice, and it feels really nice, like that low pill fiber yarn. But I didn't want to spend the money on this or whatever, but like for 75% off, and the fact that they all kind of match each other, is a really good thing. So it's like an olive color. And then another one of these Baby Bee Snugs and Kisses in the color Grape Jelly. I know I've gotten this because the whole like AI comment reply suggestion or whatever that was talking about grape jelly and all that stuff. So I know that I have one of these. It's on my niece's wall, and so just like a sort of a light purple color with like a little bit of a like white speckle in it, like a very, very light purple. Almost like a lavendery purple, and so which is weird because like in the States, in America, well, like grape jelly, I just think of like something that's like really dark, vibrant purple. So it's kind of weird to call this grape jelly. I would never, like, if grape jelly looked like this in a jar, I wouldn't eat it because it would be like, why is it like white looking? So I don't know why it's called grape jelly, but it's a really pretty color. It's just not, this, it just feels like a colorway that's named wrong. So there's that bag. Like, who could pass all this up? I mean, holy crap. I think I didn't figure it out because, like, I got other things in this haul, but like, I think it was probably like $40 or something for all this yarn. So I didn't figure it all out. And then this other bag. See, this is the big full bag. And this one, I got another one of these. Baby Bee Soft and Snuggly in the color Splish Splash, and this is thinner yarn that I use for like scrunchies and stuff, but it'll make really pretty scrunchies. Just really pretty, like sort of very, very light pastel to the point where I actually like it. Like blues and purples and some white or whatever. Just really pretty like pastel colors, like really light pastels. This is $1.49, and I'm sorry I don't say the price with every single skein of yarn that I get. Sometimes there was a couple videos where I started to like put it on the screen when I forgot or whatever, but I get so much yarn, I sometimes I forget to say the price. But $1.49, regular price $5.99 for that. So got that. And then Baby Bee Soft and Sleek Baby. And so I guess this will go. I don't have like all those soft and sleek that I have up there on my shelf. They're all like the earth tones. They're all like neutrals and stuff. There's one that's a little bit pink, but it's not this pink. But otherwise they're all kind of like earth tone colors. And so I don't have like many soft and sleek that are like a sort of a color, like like pink or whatever. So this is just a pink color. It's probably like boo pink or something. Close, Pinkaboo, the same kind of thing. They do that a lot. There's a lot of colorways in Hobby Lobby. They're either like boo pink or Pinkaboo or booby boo or whatever, like something boo. And so this is called Pinkaboo, and it was 99 cents. So that's gonna be nice to work with, because I do love that soft and sleek low pill fiber, or I love low pill fiber yarn. It is really nice to work with, whatever they do to it to make it that way. 99 cents for that. Regular price is $3.99. And then I got another skein of, I love this cotton, and it's not like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to use it for, or it is kind of like that. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it's not like, oh, I bought this, but God, it's like going to be frustrating working with. No, I'm actually excited about this now. So now I have another skein of this, and this is the ivory color. So I'm actually excited to, because I know I can use this now. So now I have an ivory color, just like an ivory white, and then I got some more of this plush yarn, which is just like, in my head, it's like the scrunchies. I can make all kinds of scrunchies with this. Another, it's Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth. One of them is Velvety Smooth Aran. One's Velvety Smooth sparkle. This one right here. So it's the black, like black sparkle. Like this is like my personality. Like this. No, I was about to say I'd pay full price for this. No, I wouldn't. As much as I love this, I would never. No, it was $1.24, and so it's like it's black and it's sparkly. Like, you know, I'm not that I'm a sparkly person. I'm just like I love like sparkly things because of like the ruby slippers when I was growing up, which, you know, is on one of these plates that I'll show. But I love black things and I love sparkly things or whatever. So this is like this is a no-brainer. I didn't even have to think about this. Even though it might have looked like on the camera like I was sort of like debating. No, in my head I was just thinking, okay, just like hurry up and throw it in the cart, because I love this. And then the Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth in the color navy, like a really pretty navy blue. I love like dark navy blue. It's really nice. $1.24. All these were $1.24. And this one's like really soft. Some of the chenilles can, or especially like the ones from Dollar Tree, they can be like a little strange feeling or whatever. But you know, for cheap yarn. But like this is like really soft yarn. And then Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth Aran, which I guess would be like the chenille, except it's thinner. Yeah, because Aran must be like I've heard of Aran weight, so it must be like a thinner yarn. So this would be like, this is medium 4, and these are bulky 5. So that it must be like chenille yarn that's just thinner. I'm sure that this is like Aran weight too, but it's not. It doesn't say Aran on it, but I'm sure this says a medium 4. Yeah, medium 4. These are medium 4 too. So and this is just the color aubergine, and I know I looked that up. I think it was like a purplish burgundy color. I think aubergine has something to do with like the color of eggplant or something. I don't know. I looked it up, but you know, I make so damn many videos or whatever. But that's the color aubergine, AUBERGINE, and so it is kind of like a burgundy color, almost like a purplish burgundy color, if you can see that. $1.24. And then this was my favorite. Like of all the yarns that I got that day, I mean, this is like my favorite, and you would never think it was. It's the Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth and the color Counting Cloud. This is gorgeous. Because I love like blacks and grays, and like, you know, that's just my personality. But this is like a chenille yarn that's, I mean, I have some chenille that's like a sort of variegated like this, but like this is almost like a stonewash variegated velvety like chenille yarn that and it's gray. It's like all these different gray colors. This is just like gorgeous. I love this. It's weird that like this was my favorite one that I got, but it is. I mean, the way all the different shades of gray in this. There's some dark gray and light gray, and it's almost like a stonewash kind of speckled look to it. It's gorgeous. I don't know why I've never. Well, I don't really look for this yarn unless it's in the clearance or in the remnants or whatever. But like, God, I hope they're. I don't think this is where they're getting rid of the colorways, but like I hope this is going to exist in the future. This is gorgeous, and they should do this with all kinds of different colors. The way they colored this yarn, just the way it's kind of like stonewash looking, but variegated and in different shades. They should do this. Maybe they have. Now I want to like go over there and look, but they should do this with every single kind of color. I love this kind of look to yarn, with me in the medium 4s and all kinds of other yarn. I love this look. So that's just gorgeous. Like, I'm not gonna wear a scrunchie. I'm gonna look like an idiot if I put a scrunchie on my hair. But like, if I was gonna wear any kind of scrunchie, I would be tempted to use a scrunchie that with this yarn. This is gorgeous, like this or this. You know, the black sparkly too. No, I don't know. But then they had a couple Soft Secret, the Yarn Bee Soft Secret. That I've gotten a lot of like lime green on clearance or whatever at places in Hobby Lobby. This must not be a popular color or something, or they just have so much of it. But you would think that it would be popular, especially now with Halloween coming or whatever. Or by the time this video comes out, it might actually be past Halloween. It's in the middle of September, but I'm assuming that this is probably going to come out in about a month and a half because I'm so far ahead in filming. So you're probably thinking, oh, why? Well, that's probably why it was on the shelf, because, you know, Halloween. But no, this is the middle of September, or not even the middle of September yet when I'm filming this. So but I keep coming across a lot of like lime greens, not just in the Soft Secret, but like in the medium 4s and stuff. And it must not be a popular color. I mean, I'm not crazy about like really neon colors, but like it's a nice neon green. You can make all kinds of fun things with these neon colors, like the neon green. But so that was $1.24. And then this one, I don't have any of the variegated. They only have a couple variegated Yarn Bee soft secrets. They have some. There's a medium 4 acrylic in here that kind of reminds me of one of the variegated colors of this soft secret that they have. But of course, I've never bought any. But this one's called Soft Secret Ombre in the color Whisper, and it's sort of like these pastel colors. Like these are the kind of. I mean, this is pretty, but these are kind of like. When I think of like pastels, I'm not crazy about. These are the kind of like pastels I'm just not too crazy about. But I got it anyway because I thought, you know, my mom loves pastels, and I do have like a lot of this soft secret, and this would make like a nice accent to something that I could make. But and it was only like one skein. But these are the kind of pastels that I'm talking about, where it just reminds me. Like I look at these and I think of like Easter eggs and like all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, these are like Easter egg, like unapologetic, you know, pastel colors. But like yellows and greens and purple and blue and pink and like the Easter egg pastels. Like that's probably what it should be called instead of Whisper. It should be called like Easter egg pastels. But another thing is their skeins, like the variegated kinds, are like a lot smaller. Like these, the regular soft secrets are 300 yards. The variegated are 199 yards, and they feel a lot lighter. I mean, I know that the variegated, even in the regular medium 4 acrylics are smaller, but like I don't think they're that much smaller. Like the solids are 199, and then the variegated are 142. But like this is, you know, 2/3 of the size of these, so that's just kind of weird, just how light these feel. These feel like almost too thin or something, but that's just how they are. But I don't know, but they have some of these that the ombre or whatever that have like blues and stuff in it. What is that? Almost like this is I'll do this one next, but so I got an I Love This Yarn ombre in the color Denim's Ombre. They have some like Yarn Bee soft secret ombres like this, except they're kind of like these kind of colors. They're really pretty. I've never bought any or whatever because they haven't put them on clearance. But no, but they do have some really pretty ombre. But this is the only one that I've ever gotten. So that'll go with all my soft secrets and stuff. But I did get this. And speaking of, like I've said in a video that sometimes the I Love This Yarn yarns at Hobby Lobby, they're so close in color that they're almost indistinguishable. And yeah, it kind of works if you want to use a bunch of different colorways that kind of match each other. But they're so close in color that you can almost accidentally pick up one thinking that there's like 4 skeins of this, but you come home and you realize you only have 3 of it, and then you accidentally picked up another one because they're so close in color. Like these two, like from far away, don't they kind of like look like the same color? Like you could accidentally like pick up these two thinking that they're exactly the same, but you have to really stop and look at them and think, oh wait, these are not the same color. They're just so close, and they would be. You can pair them with each other because they kind of match, in a sort of like a pairing sort of way, but like at the same time they're so close that you have to kind of, oh wait a minute, this one's more grayish than blue, and if some idiot, like I've said, I've gone through Michaels or whatever, taking yarn that some idiot put somewhere in the wrong spot. Some idiot can go through Hobby Lobby and like say, oh, I don't want this now, and then like put it where this is, and then trick somebody into or not trick somebody, but like make somebody accidentally get a colorway that doesn't match the one that they want it to be. But anyway, so I mean they're cool. I love that, how pretty they are, but they're just so indistinguishable sometimes. So this is like the Denim's Ombre. So this is like shades of blue, like light blue, dark blue, like some navy blue in there. Just like a really pretty like blend of variegated blend of blues and stuff. And then this one is called Smoky Water. And again, I don't think I have this, and I don't think I have this either. Like so many that I've gotten this haul that I know I don't have. And so this one is sort of like, kind of like this, except it's sort of like a grayish, like almost a grayish greenish. Like if they took this and they mixed in like a little bit more gray and a little bit of just a tiny bit of green in it. Just like there's some black in it, and there's some shades of blue, but almost like some like greenish grays in there too. It's really nice and pretty. I do love this these kind of variegated yarns, and I don't even think I've gotten this before, but I'm sorry, someone in the comments. See, if you wouldn't have bought so much damn yarn, you would have known that you already gotten those 2 colorways in, like, you know, this haul and, you know, 2 other hauls ago. But I really don't think I did, but I'm not really sure. And I need to stop, like, turning around so that I can, you know, show you a nice shot of my bald spot. Keep doing that. And then this one is called, I love this yarn. See, like, a lot of, like, medium 4s. Like, this whole bag, the rest of it is medium 4 acrylics. And many of them are variegated. One of them with metallic in it. Like, I couldn't resist all these. I mean, it's so nice. So I love this yarn print. And it's like, I know I have enough yarn or whatever. I've said I have enough yarn now to set myself up for life. But, like, you know, some of these colors I don't have. So, like, what I'm just going to think, okay, I have enough yarn. And then I see a nice color, and even though it's one I don't have, I'm just going to think, well, I have enough. So I'm not going to get that yarn that I know I've never worked with. And when I know that I can turn this into really pretty things. So I just grabbed it. So I love this yarn print, and the colorway is called Cobblestone. I know I've gotten this before. It's white with, it has like some speckles of green in it. It has a little bit of a washed out burgundy color and some green in it and some yellow. It's kind of like a not washed out. I don't mean like washed out. They're really pretty colors, but they're not vibrant colors. They're kind of like, it's almost like sort of Christmassy in a way. But like the red is more like a burgundy-ish red, and then there's a little bit of yellow, like a greenish, a goldish yellow in there. But they're kind of like washed out colors. They're not like really vibrant colors. But it does have that speckle in it, which is really cool. So there's that. And then this one, which I know I've gotten before. I don't know if I've gotten it in a Dialogue clearance, but this is one of like the original ones that I know I've gotten when I first started to crochet. Daydreamy, or Daydreamery, and just gorgeous. Like, I love these kind of variegated colors. These are just gorgeous. All these were $1.24. Like just teal blue and some dark purplish blue and some purples and some white in it, and just this is like one of my favorite. I know I've bought this before, like, you know, 30% off, like before I discovered the fun of clearance yarn. So I know I've gotten that before. 19 minutes. And then I love this yarn solid, or that's not what it's called, but it's like a solid color. The color terracotta, sort of like a dark orange color, like a terracotta kind of color. Reminds you of those clay roofs or whatever. Is that what it's called, terracotta? I'm trying to describe terracotta. No, I forget what those roofs are called, or roof. Now I'm like barking like a roof. Like terracotta color, like, you know, the color of like a pot that a plant grows in, kind of like that, like a deep orange. So a terracotta color, and then that's nice. And then this one is like, I thought this was one of those lemon, but it's not. This is called cream, like a solid is a cream color, really nice, very light yellow, and not like the lemon ice light. Sort of like it is like a creamy light yellow. It's really nice. And then this one is called. I love this yarn Stonewash, and the color Walnut, and like a Stonewash. It's like it's almost like a metalish brown. You know, like when there's like, you know, gold and silver, and then there's like the coppery kind of tones of like when you think of like a metal brown. It's kind of like that, like a Stonewash with like these sort of like coppery kind of looking colors in it, like these browns, and the light color in it is almost like a silvery white. It's really pretty. So it is kind of like a brownish Stonewash, sort of a light brownish Stonewash. So it's really nice. Walnut. And then this one is sort of like the same kind of thing, but this one's called, I feel like I've gotten this. I love this yarn print, Quarry Days. I know I haven't gotten this before because I would have messed up that word just like I just did. Quarry, Q-U-A-R-R-Y. I guess a quarry, like the only time I've ever heard that word is like on Roseanne, when when Jane said he used to like go down and swim at the quarry or whatever it is. I don't think I have this. No. So it's kind of like a light tan with like a grayish green in it. Like more dark gray than green, but it almost has like a hint of like a greenish gray in it. But it's more gray than that. But it's kind of like tans and grays with like a slight greenish tinge to it, just like a little bit. So that's what it's called, Quarry Days. And this one, I love this yarn print, and this one's called Marled Mocha. And it's like a light tan and then like a brown mixed in. It's almost like, it must be what marled means. It's almost like a striped, but not striped like the way you would think it would be. It's almost striped this way. I mean, it's really neat how the stripe is that way. Just the way that the yarn is spun around itself, or spun around each other or whatever. But it's like a light tan and then with some dark brown mixed in. And so it's really cool how this is, just the way it kind of looks like that, like speckled, but it's like striped. If you really look at it, it's really cool. So there's that one, and then this one. Maybe I should do this one first. This was too excited. It fell out because it was like, oh, you already got me before. This is, I love this yarn print, and this is the color Be Still, like B-E and then S-T-I-L-L. And so it's like I know I've gotten this before, and I know I got this 30% off one time, and then I got this, you know, in the Dialog clearance or whatever clearance that this is before. And so it's like a light teal color with some teal streaks in it, some blue, some dark blue streaks in it too, kind of like that. And so that's called Be Still. And then this one I know I've gotten before. I love this yarn print, Beret Day. And so it's another one of those things where it's kind of striped, not as striped as this. This is like really cool how this is striped up. But this is one of those kind of yarns that is sort of like that, and it has orange and blues and some like light sage green and some creams in it. Just really nice variegated skein. And then this one is I love this yarn, and just a solid color, and this one's called mild green, or no, mid green. I thought it was mild, mid green. The label looks like it was sliced from like a box cut or something. Mid green. Oh wait, I hope the yarn didn't get sliced anywhere. No, it doesn't look like it. No. Okay. That would piss me off. It shouldn't, because I can just like tie it off and knot it and weave in the ends or whatever, and I can't complain about it. It was only $1.24, but whatever. And so it's just like a beautiful like sage green color, mid green. So like that one. I do love these greens, and then another one of these sparkle yarns. This is the last one, and so I love this yarn, metallic, and the color Blush Sparkle, and I feel like this is the same one. That's, yeah, right there, same one. So I got two of these, and I do love this sparkle yarn, and so it's just like a peach color with some sparkle in it. So it's really pretty, and so like. I couldn't resist all these yarns or whatever, not at the price, and knowing that I do have room for it, and I don't know, and I don't mean to like talk about anything serious or whatever, but I'm just thinking like with the state of the world and the economies and stuff, and how things like the prices keep going up or whatever, and there've been a couple people that have said, I wonder if they're gonna, and I've thought it myself too, like. Following the news, like I wonder if a lot of these are being clearanced to make room for yarn that, because like they don't have barcodes at Hobby Lobby. They go by the price stickers, and they just type it in manually, and so they can't just like go into the system. Like if they want to raise the prices, they can't just go into that. Not that I'm saying that they are. I don't even want to say it, but they can't just go into the system and then just have it where when they scan at the register, the new price is reflected there. They actually have to, they would either have to take a sticker and put over the price, like Dollar Tree's doing with those big red stickers, or they clearance it out and then they put the like with the moldable plastic, where if the price goes up, they just leave the old there, and then the new mixed in, and then the new is there with the new prices. So I don't know if this has anything to do with that, like with the way the economy is, or like the tariffs, or like I don't know if that's going to start affecting yarn, or like I don't know. I don't know enough about all that stuff, but I know that there's a lot of like instability in the world with like the economy the way it is and stuff, and I don't know if any of this has anything to do with that. And they're trying to get rid of all these yarns and stuff to put I don't even want to say it, but like put yarn out that where, you know, this isn't going to be $4.99 anymore. It's going to be like $5.49. Like for them to take the 40% off every other week for the fabric and bring it down to 30% off every other week. I'm just thinking, you know, is any of this like is there some kind of economic connection to all of this? Does any of it have to do with like the economy and whether these prices are their prices are gonna change, or they're gonna start increasing prices, or, you know? So I don't know. So a lot of this too, like now if I see yarn, I'm sort of thinking, even though I have enough, I'm just thinking, should I go ahead and get it? Because like I'm gonna be, you know, selling my crochet too, not just like, you know, having fun with it with my mom and my niece, or what. But I'm just thinking, I'm gonna be selling yarn and I can get it this cheap. What if it starts to go up in price, and then, you know, and I'm thinking, oh, I gotta get like one more skein of that, and then, oh crap, it's like $6.49 a skein now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm hoping that that's not the case, but I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering if that has anything to do with this or not. But I really have no idea. And so that's another reason for me to kind of like consider buying yarn that I probably don't need, because I have plenty of it. But like you know, I couldn't pass up, like, you know, pretty variegated acrylics and stuff, especially medium force, and like, you know, yarn for my niece and everything else. But anyway. I'll go back to like what else I got at Hobby Lobby, and then I'll get to the Michaels haul. It's just like 2 skeins. But when I was like waiting for them to you know, move so I can look at that cart before I realized they were going to mark down all that yarn, I did go in the back, and they had some of these pom-poms. It says faux fur pom-pom, and regular price for these was $2.79, and this pack was 69 cents. So it has like 2 fur pom-poms in it, like for the back of hats or like whatever. And so like I have plenty of fabric to make pom-poms, so I thought, you know, this will cut down on some of the work that I have to do if I start adding pom-poms to the back of hats. And so 69 cents for these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs of these, 69 cents a piece. So I got like 10 pom-poms at you know, 35 cents a piece, cheaper than that. So that was a really good price, and a really good, like, so like when they're still discounting stuff. Like this was as many times as I go into Hobby Lobby and go through their clearance sections, this was never there, and so they're still like marking down stuff. It's weird. But it sort of feels like, you know, are they marking it down so that they can, you know, like with the moldable plastic, replace these with ones that are now like, you know, $2.99, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but and like I sort of want to buy it, like any discount stuff now, because I'm thinking, like, if the yarn prices go up, then like a skein that would be $1.24 discounted would be like, you know, $1.49 discounted. You know what I'm saying? And so that's I mean, it's just a quarter. But look how people freaked out, including me, because I'm a cheap person. Look how people freaked out when, you know, Dollar Tree went from $1 to $1.25. Yeah, that you know, that quarter means a lot. I know, like, if you think, oh my God, it's just a quarter, what are you talking about? But like, you know, think about what happened to Dollar Tree when everybody freaked out over the price going from $1 to $1.25. So anyway, so it's worth it to get these. But I don't know. And then before I get to the Michaels thing, I'll just go off on this, you know, these quick little tangents or whatever. It's just like 2 skeins from Michaels. But I got, when I went to Goodwill, I went in there just to, you know, like look around at stuff or whatever. And they did have a bag of, what it looked like was that it was like an old skein of yarn that had been pulled out. It was just like this big clumped up mess. They put it in a bag and they put like $2.99 on it. I thought, like, of course I didn't get it. I wasn't looking for yarn, but I just thought, who the hell is going to buy that? It was just like this big clumped up mess. It was like this kind of like goldish color, like a dull gold color, like a goldish yellow, and just like this big clumped up, just knotted up mess. It would take, you know, hours to untangle that mess, and they put $3 on it. Like, that's irritating as hell when I see crap like that. But whatever. And so, but I did actually find some nice things in Goodwill, shockingly enough. They did have this Harry Potter game, Clue. I've never played like actual Clue, so it's weird that now I have a Harry Potter one. This was $2.99, and like I said in one of my other videos, like they had that Harry Potter stuff that was like expensive as hell. This was like really cheap for a board game. Actually went through it. All the pieces are there too. Because I've gotten a couple games from there, thinking, oh, this is kind of cool. I added my Harry Potter collection, but then I realized, you know, a couple of the pieces are gone. But like every piece is in this, so that was a really good price for that. But I've never played Clue before, but got that. So this is like sort of the tangent. And then they had some decorative plates in there. They had like Elvis. I'm not really into like Elvis or Mary Tyler Moore. Elvis or Marilyn Monroe. Like you always see Elvis stuff. You always see Marilyn Monroe stuff. But they hardly ever have like Beatles or Lucy or all that stuff. But they had all those kind of decorative plates. You know, they had a Star Wars one, which is kind of cool. But I hate to even say this, but as many TV and movie references as I have, you're going to be shocked to find out that I've never actually watched Star Wars, any of them. I have them on DVD or Blu-ray, I think, with the intention of watching them one day, but I've never actually watched it before. I know a lot about it though, just from pop culture and stuff. I'm not going to be shocked when, you know, the whole part about Darth Vader and I am your father, all this stuff. I'm not going to be shocked, but I know enough about it, but I've never watched it before. But they had a Star Wars plate and Gone with the Wind and like all these kind of plates. But I did get my mom this Sound of Music one. Really pretty. It looks exactly like her, Julie Andrews. All these plates were $5 a piece, and so they're just really gorgeous. That's why I got these little stand things or whatever the hell they're called, so that I can display the plates. So the plate just goes on the little stand, and then can be displayed. And so like that. And so I got her a Sound of Music, but they had 2 Wizard of Oz plates. These aren't. It's weird. It's weird me buying like plates, you know, for $5 that I can't even eat off of. But these aren't even the only Wizard of Oz plates that I have. I know that they have I Love Lucy plates. I wish I have some of those in my collection. But as big as my collection is, I don't have any I Love Lucy plates. But the plates are really cool. All these decorative plates. And but I do have some really nice Wizard of Oz plates, but they're upstairs. I need to display them properly. I'm gonna. I have this like runner thing that I got from my niece when I made her ruby slippers, or those ruby slippers, or like when she used to have her ruby slippers that she could fit into. And I have this runner that looks like the Yellow Brick Road. I'm gonna make this display upstairs with all my Wizard of Oz stuff, and you know, ruby slipper collection and like all the Wizard of Oz things I have. And I bought these plates, and you're gonna think, God, I thought you were a deal finder, and you spent that much at Salvation Army. But I got these really nice plates like a couple months ago at Salvation Army. I think it was like $150 or something I spent on those plates. It was insane. Like that was just crazy for me to spend. And Salvation Army and like some thrift store, but they were just, I love the Wizard of Oz so much, and they're these like decorative plates like this, and then like up here they have like these 3D elements coming off of them, and like there was one with like the Tin Man, one with Scarecrow, one with Dorothy, and one with the Wicked Witch and Glinda, and they were just gorgeous. They were worth the money, and they were actually worth more than that on eBay, but. Or what I paid for them. I think it was around $150, but I think it was a little bit less than that. But I just sort of round up in my head. But but these aren't the only Wizard of Oz plates that I have. But those are like really nice and worth the money. But like these are really cool too. I just couldn't believe these were $5 a piece. This one has a music box in it, but I don't want to play it because I don't want to get a copyright strike. And it has all the characters. From the Wizard of Oz, and like right here is where the music box is, and it goes through the plate in the back, and that's where the music comes out, and it's beautiful. I just couldn't believe it, like $5 for this, because I just love the Wizard of Oz. And then this one has Dorothy and her beautiful ruby slippers down at the bottom, and it just looks exactly like her. I just can't believe it. To like walk in there, as busy as my Goodwill is now that it's open and they sort of like combined 2 stores and reopened. It's always so busy in there. To walk in there and these were still there. It was shocking to me that nobody had bought these. They must have just put them out. $5 for that too. So I did buy that. So that's why I went into Hobby Lobby in the first place. So thank you, Dorothy, and my obsession with the Wizard of Oz from since childhood, because it's the whole reason I got all this yarn in the first place, because I had to go in there to get these to display these plates, and ended up finding a bunch of yarn. So anyway, so that's sort of like the tangent about Goodwill. Oh, and I will say this: when I went into Hobby Lobby, And I was like, when I first walked in, like usually when I walk in the store, I shouldn't even say this, but like I try to avoid the people that work there, because I don't even want them to like even notice me or whatever, because I think, oh, there he is again. Again, they're so nice that they would never do that. But you never know. I don't even want to look at them to like see their expression, because I know that the way I am, and how creative my mind works sometimes. I'm gonna project onto them. They're like any kind of like look to the left or what. I'm gonna think, oh, they're just like, God, they're like rolling their eyes, like anything. I'm going to project all kinds of things onto them, and it's going to make me self-conscious. That it's not going to be reflective of anything that they do, but it's just how it's what's going to go in through my head. So like I walk in the store, and I like immediately turn to the right. If there's like anybody standing, sometimes when you're going through Hobby Lobby, there's like a manager or like somebody that's sort of in charge for the day or like whatever, sort of standing there just like watching the registers as that people go through there. And whenever there's people there just like sort of standing there, I just try to avoid that area. And so I was sort of like walk in and immediately turn right, and I'll go through the flowers to go back to the remnants. And so that day I walked in, there wasn't anybody there, thankfully. So, but I was going to turn to the right, but then I thought, well, there's nobody over there. But luckily I did, because there was this big picture. And I don't have it now because my mom took it to give the woman that she's going to give it to. But it's those like hairy cows, like the picture that I showed in that one video, that one I got in Hobby Lobby, that the big hairy cows, which who was Sunflowers 2838 said a shout out. She said that she collects those Highland cows. That's I didn't know that they were called Highland cows. I was just thinking, those like hairy cows. They're Highland cows, and so she collects those. And so like shout out to her, because like I was thinking about her when she commented. I'd already filmed that video. It just hadn't come out yet when I was showing that big picture and stuff. But my mom knows this woman that collects those Highland cows too, and or like loves those pictures of Highland cows or whatever. And so like when I turned, I saw like right there displayed, right where the door was, they had a really big picture, and it was a Highland cow with like this wreath around its neck, and Santa Claus was standing there. And my mom looked at it, and she like when I bought it, my mom saw it, and she said, God, that reminds me of my grandfather, who I said was honored as one of George H.W. Bush's points of light with my grandma, because they used to dress as Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, and give out used toys and clothes and stuff to people and stuff. And so that Santa Claus in that picture just reminded us of my poppy. And so it's like a really pretty picture, and the regular price of it was $50. But I know that like this week, I don't know if it's like a weekly or bi-weekly thing or whatever. Like all the framed pictures, it didn't have like an actual frame on it, but it was like one of those like canvas prints. And it was huge. It was like one of these big pictures. I know that all those were 50% off this week, but it excluded seasonal stuff. But because it was the Christmas stuff was 50% off, it took 50% off at the register. So I went ahead and got that from my mom to give to that woman, because it was only $25. And I do have a shot of it. I took a picture of it or a video of it so that I could show the camera. But I don't have it, because giving it to her. And then a couple weeks ago, when I was looking through they got the Christmas ornaments in Hobby Lobby. They do have really pretty Christmas ornaments. But they had some of those Highland cows, and they're almost like velvet on them, like the kind of fuzzy velvet, really soft, and they're adorable little ornaments or whatever. And there's one that is kind of like on its it almost reminds you of like a cat ready to pounce, like on its paws, kind of like down like that. And so I did get those, and my mom is going to give that woman Merry Christmas in September. Of course, by the time this comes out, it's October for you, maybe, if not November. I don't know how exactly far ahead I am at filming, or like into the schedule at this point, but it might actually be November for you. I have no idea. But, so it might make sense now that it's Christmas. So is it Christmas Day? No. But my mom was going to be giving that woman that picture, and then those little ornaments and stuff. And I joked, and I said, you could say like Merry September Christmas, and like she can like we do have our Christmas tree up, and so like I told her that she can do the same kind of thing now that she's gonna have this beautiful picture of a cow that's really Christmassy, and then she's gonna be like having Christmas ornaments and stuff. Now she can like put up her Christmas tree and have like a very, very early Christmas. But so I did buy those, and I think the ornaments were half off too. I can't remember the exact like full price of those ornaments, but they were half off too. Whenever I did buy them, and so but the Christmas stuff was still half off. So that picture was only $25. And what was funny is I saw that picture, and like when I told my mom, because she was waiting in the car, because I was just going to pop in to get these. She didn't have to like go into the store with me to get these. So I went into Hobby Lobby. So I used my phone, and I texted my mom out while she was out in the car, and I said, I'll be just a couple minutes. I'm going to be walking around because I want to get a shot of that that yarn in that cart or whatever. And then I realized that they were discounting or whatever. I told her that they were discounting it, and I was going to just kind of walk around for a few minutes until they put it over there in the remnants if they did. And so then she like went ahead and walked in and stuff because she said that she loves seeing me like getting the yarn off the shelves and stuff. So she came in the store and stuff, but when I first saw that picture, I was wondering like I wonder if that if I should get that picture from my mom to give to that woman. But then when we were walking out of the store, I said that's that picture I was talking about that I told you about that was right in the front of the store. And she just loved it. She just knew that the friend that she has was going to love that picture. And so, but she didn't want to spend like the $25 on it because my mom didn't know if it was going to be $25 or if it was going to be $50. But she didn't want to spend $50 on a big picture, even if it was for her friend or whatever. But at the same time, she still really wanted to get it for a friend, I could tell. So, but she said, no, I don't want to spend like $50 or whatever. And I'm thinking, I spent like $40 or whatever on a bunch of yarn or whatever. It wouldn't be, and that's like, it's for us, but like still, I thought like, $50 for the picture, if it was for her friend, it would have been worth it. But, so we left and all that. But then my mom was just thinking, maybe I should call and see if it is going to be 50% off. And, so she called or whatever, and they said it was going to be 50% off. And so we drove back over there and got the picture. And we left, and then we came back. It was probably like 15 minutes. But my mom thought, oh my God, that picture is going to be gone. But it wasn't. It was still in there and stuff, and it was only 50% off. $25. And so I got it, and she got all excited that got it for her friend and stuff. So we did get that picture, but I just wanted to say that because I know that Sunflowers 2838, shout out again, is somebody that collects those, and I just thought she'd love to hear that I got like some of those cow things, really nice, pretty things. And then the last thing is the Michaels haul. It's a very small haul. I went back into Michaels because I had the coupons. I didn't realize I had coupons, but I went in my email and I went to print off the 40% off coupon. So I clicked through, and it took me to Michael's website so I could print off the 40% off coupon. And then I realized that they actually gave me a 30% off one item coupon too. So I thought, well, I'll get two Skeins then, because then one will be 40% off and one will be 30% off. And the guy this time, he made sure, like he just typed like one in and scanned the coupon, and then he like already like finished the transaction. He knew that it was gonna have to be separate or whatever because I wanted to use both of my coupons. So he's starting to know that I'm a cheap ass too. But whatever. And so so I ended up with a 40% off one item coupon and a 30% off one item coupon. So I went in there and got these. So what I wanted to do, I was hoping that when I walked in there, they would have like some of the Big Twist, or like I want to see some of those smash cakes in person. Those Karen smash cakes that I keep seeing on YouTube. I want to see those in person. I don't know if I'm going to ever get any of them, but I do want to see what they look like in person. And but they didn't have either of them, of course. But I thought I do have those two coupons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of those Loops and Threads Skyscape. And it's so nice. I mean, it really is. And I mistakenly said that these were $7.99. They were actually $8.99 a piece. So it was a little more than $5 for one of these, or both of these really. But even with the 40% off, it was more than $5. But they're just gorgeous. And so it's the Loops and Threads Skyscape. And I guess this is brand new yarn. And what is this made out of? 78% acrylic, 22% nylon. Just really, just gorgeous and soft. And so this is the colorway turquoise and green multi. It should be called peacock feathers or something. But I appreciate them not using a ridiculous colorway name, but for this one, it should be called like peacock feathers. Really pretty shades of green and blue, and it just reminds you like the colors of peacock feathers. I mean, just gorgeous and like really nice and squishy and just really soft. But yet, if you pull out the little piece of yarn, like it's not. Which one did I? Oh, it must have been on this one that I put. But if you, it's not like the kind of yarn where sort of like that facets where if you kind of separate it, you can kind of like pull a chunk of it out. It's nicely wound and everything. It has a little bit of like a hairy halo on it. It sticks to my hands just a little bit, but just because of how dry my skin is. But not like wool. It doesn't feel like wool. Wool just it not only sticks to my hands, but it feels awful. This sticks to my hands just slightly, like the little hairy halo on it. But this feels so nice and just really like luxuriously soft. I can almost see why this is $8.99. Okay, but still, I wouldn't pay for that for it just because I'm cheap. But I can understand why this is probably $8.99 because of how nice and soft this is. But whatever. And so that's what it must be, like a new yarn. It's new for my store, and I think that it is new yarn. But they had this color, and this is the only one I was going to get. But then when I got 2 coupons, I thought, well, I'll get another color, and this one's really gorgeous too. The same specs or whatever. And then the color is purple and green multi, and so it has like shades of purple and green. And what's weird is there were a couple, like there's something on this that says, where is it? Because this yarn is patterning. That is a weird word to say. Patterning. Because this yarn is self-patterning, each ball may look different and will vary in the pattern repeat. And it's true, because like when I saw these, there was like a whole bunch of this colorway, but they all looked like slightly different, and not because it's like the way it's wound. It's like almost the colors just were a little bit different too, just the way it is. But like here's the little strand, and if I can try to show, but like if you sort of pull the threads apart, it's not the kind of yarn, like it stays together and everything. It's not the kind of yarn where if you do this, it's gonna like pull a chunk out. It's like, it's really nice, you know, wound yarn. It's just like a really new, unique yarn, but it's really soft and just like it's gorgeous. I mean, yeah, it's $9 a skein, but like if you have a coupon, it's worth getting. No, but I did buy these two. And I bought these before I bought the Hobby Lobby haul, because like I thought, you know, I got the 3 skeins from Hobby Lobby. I wasn't really expecting to get, and then I went to Michael's, you know, one of the days after that, and I thought, well, I'll get these too because I have the coupons, and you know, I sort of like felt like I'm being really responsible, like not like, you know, buying a bunch of yarn and stuff or whatever, and then it's like I come across this, but anyway, but this is really gorgeous. I don't know if I have enough to make. I doubt I have enough to make a scarf or anything, but I probably have enough to make a cowl. And like when I was thinking about buying this yarn, that's why I picked up this yarn right here to make a cowl, because I was thinking I bet I could probably make a cowl with this once I go over there and decide which colorway to get. And then I started to like do this because I was thinking about the cowls that Naughty Autistic Granny makes, and so that's why I started to do that. But now I have 2 of these. I don't know if these will like match each other or whatever, but this may be enough for a cowl. I have no idea, but I seriously doubt it, just because of how squishy it is. But I have no idea. No, they don't have. There's some brands where, you know, on the label it'll have like a picture of a hat or a scarf or a cowl or like whatever, and it'll show you like a number of how many balls or how many skeins you need. This one doesn't have that, so I have no idea. But there's nothing on the inside of the label either. But I did buy these from Michael's, so those will be something. I'll make something really nice with these, like really nice and soft. I just can't believe how soft this yarn is. But at least they have some new yarn, but still, like, where the hell is the big twist? Where the hell is the... I mean to say that. I'm sure that it's probably, you know, I'm like being hopeful. Maybe it's just, you know, not in my store yet, and all those other ones just got a little bit early, or, you know, they have a couple more employees, and they, you know, put the yarn out early, or maybe they just have more space. I just feel like, where's the big twist? Where's the Karen smash cakes? I just want to see it all in person, you know what I'm saying? Not that I need to buy any of it. I'll be tempted to buy the big twist because of how pretty the variegated color. I'll see how significant the yarn is, though, because some of that big twist was a little thin and splitty. But like, if they have like some really pretty ones and they're nice and significant, I might get a couple of them. They send me am I going to get a voucher from the sale of these? I don't know. I'll at least have a coupon. I still have that 20% off a total purchase coupon, and then I have a 15% off coupon that for a total purchase, and includes sale items, not clearance, but includes sale items. So but I have all these coupons, and I'd use them for the big twist, but I don't know what's going to end up in my store. And the Karen, I'm sure those Karen smash cakes are going to be really expensive. So I don't know if I'm going to get those, but I at least want to see what they look like in person. They look so pretty, with all the black mixed in and everything. I don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to get to be able to. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to see it in the stores or not, but no idea. But anyway, so I think that's enough for this video. It was supposed to be like, I was sort of building a video around like, oh, these two skeins, and then like the Goodwill and the plates and like all that, and then it's like, oh, but I have all this 30 skeins of yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I was gonna, like, put this away and put the skeins that I got, those 3 skeins away, and but I feel like that's gonna be another video where I have to 'cause, like, how long is this video gonna be? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, this long, rambly, all over the place video, like all my other ones. I shouldn't say this, but I'm just too excited. But like, as I'm filming this, it's probably going to change, because by the time this comes out, it's going to be like over a month later. But as I'm filming this, I got up to 903 subscribers, and so I'm just thinking, I'm like less than 100 away from reaching 1,000. So it's just like a really big deal. And I may have reached 1,000, or I may have dropped down below that. I don't know. By the time this comes out, so I don't want to get like too excited or like look too into the future. But like, I just want to say that at this moment I have like 903 subscribers, and it feels like I'm less than 100 away from reaching 1,000, this big milestone. And so it was just kind of like this big deal when I woke up this morning. I thought, holy crap, 903, because it was like 890 when I went to bed, and then now it's like at 903, and so it's like this really big deal. So I was just excited about that, so I thought I'd throw that in, since this video is gonna be long enough anyway. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Of course, if you've already watched to this point, you've already liked and subscribed. I don't think some random person is gonna be watching all the way through if they're not already a subscriber to my ridiculous ass and all over the place videos and stuff. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.